All right, this is for week 7, day 2. I'm going to do both the minutes and the math for today in this video. So here we go. A ton is 2,000 pounds. It might take about blank 6th graders to weigh a ton. All right, so they give us choices of, let's pretend every first 6th grader weighed 100 pounds. I don't know how much 6th graders weigh because I don't even ask you. So again, I'm just gonna take a guess. If every 6th grader weighed 100 pounds, 25 would weigh 2,500 pounds. So there's 100 students at 100 pounds. So the only choice that I really even think is possible is A. I will say this, I don't know how big the kids are, if they're super big or if they're super small. So we're gonna go with the A, because otherwise your numbers up here might not start to make sense. Match each triangle with its correct definition. An equilateral triangle, a triangle with 2 equal sides. A triangle with 3 equal sides, equal. So we have triangles with equilateral, and I kind of showed you a trick with this. So it kind of goes in alphabetical order. E, I, S. Equilateral has all 3. Isosceles has 2. And scalene has 0. So equilateral is 3. 2 is isosceles, and scalene is 3. If Brandon can hop 3 squares at a time, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? If he can hop, how many hops will it take for him to get to the end of the walkway? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the following numbers into the correct boxes below. Multiples of 5, factors of 8. Multiples are numbers that you skip count. And factors are pairs that make up a number. Pairs that equal a product. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 10, 20, and 25. Factors of 18, numbers that make 18, 2 times 9, so we got that one. And I don't know why 9's out there, but 2 is a factor. 3 times 6, so 3 and 6. And we're done. I don't know if you noticed that, but I go in order of high to low. If this pattern continues, what letter would be at the top of the next shape in the pattern? So I'm just going to draw the next shape. So A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, B all over again. Right? A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B, C. What? A. Which of these is the same as 7 to the 5th power? Okay, 7 to the 5th power is dealing with multiplication. So we can cross out anything that's not multiplication. And we also should know the base number, which, by the way, the big number is the base number. The base number is referencing what number you're going to be using, and then the exponent is how many groups of that numbers. So you will have 7 as the number you're counting by. This is counting by 5s. This is counting by 7s. So just by process of elimination, it would not be that. You would be skip counting by 7s 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 5. D is the answer. Which of these is the same as 5,800,000? So this would mean that the 5 and the 8 repeat, but only the 8 repeats. This is not the square root. This does show the correct, this does represent that number. This would not be the same because the absolute value wouldn't really matter, and it doesn't show that the 8 repeats. This one says we need to reduce these. So you always ask, do they have any number in common? Well, these ones can both be divided by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 1/3. 10 and 24. Factors of 10 are 2 and 5. The only number that they have in common up here is 2. So 2 times 12. They have, we'll cross that out, the numbers that are left are 5/12. Factor pairs for 6 that are in 30. Factor pairs for 6 are only 6 and 1. Can 6 go into 30? Yep, so 6 times 1. 6 can go into 30 5 times. The number they have in common is 6. That cancels out, and we are left with 1/5. If you don't want to break them into prime factors, you can divide them. Like here, you could have just said, okay, 6 goes into 30, divide by 6. 6 goes into 6 one time, 6 goes into 30 5 times. Same answer. Either way. All right, next. We have a negative and a negative, so our number's going to be positive. I'm just going to go through because we're multiplying. If you don't see a symbol, somebody said that to me the other day. They're like, Miss Faith, I don't see a symbol. They're not, I don't know what to do. It's like, if you don't see a symbol, you always do multiplication. So this is multiply. We're multiplying here. So we're multiplying there. This one, though, we have a negative, then a positive. So that means our answers will be negative. Here we have a positive and a negative. If you only have one on this side, you're going to have the other one over there. Now we're multiplying them. So 7 times 6 is 56. 8 times 5 is 40. We already figured out the positive or negative part. And 8 times negative 4, or 8 times 4, 8 times negative 4 is 32. Circle it, make sure I have my symbols. Next, if I have owe $5 and then I add another negative $7, I actually owe $12. If I owe $5 and owe $7 more, I still owe $12. If I have 7, now this is the part that, hold on a second. When you see two negatives like this together, I know it's like, well, there's a negative here and a positive. When you have two negatives by each other, it becomes positive. So negative 5 plus 7, you have a bigger number that's positive than you do negative, so you actually end up with a positive 2. And we're done with that one. Holy smokes. All right, here we go. Next one. Use the measurements of this object to find the following. Find the surface area and label. So, surface area of a rectangular prism is finding all of the faces, which how many sides are in a cube or a rectangular prism. Everybody says 6, so we have 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to pretend there's the one side, so this is 12 by 4, and then we have actually 1, 2, 3, 4 of those sides. And all of them are 12 by 4s. And all of these pieces on the ends, that would be the top and the bottom. This is a 4 by 4. So if we were going to find the area, we would put, this is a 12 by 4. So we'll put 12 by 4. And we have another 12 by 4. another 12 by 4, and another 12 by 4. And here we have a 4 by 4, which is 16. And another 4 by 4, which is also 16. So we have 48, 48, 48, 48, 16, 16. So 8 times 3, or sorry, 8 times 4 is 32, plus 12 is 44. I have 5 groups of 4 now, which is 20, 21, 22. And if I were going to do, if that was going to be my final answer, I would have to look up here and go centimeters. And area, the numbers that we use is length times width, is squared, because there's 2 numbers, 1, 2. Volume is much easier. Volume, repeat after me, is length times width times height. Some people call it length times base times height, but either way. So either way, we're using these 3 numbers, a 12, a 4, and a 4. So 4 times 4 times 12. Well, I know 4 times 4 is 16. And now if I'm multiplying that by 12, I'm going to do 16 times 10 and 16 times 2, which gets me to 160 and 32. 182 centimeters. Oopsie. Sorry. Centimeters cubed. Just really quick, if you wanted to do 16 times 12, I would like for some of you who are struggling with the arithmetic part, the basically if you were trying to just solve this by carrying your numbers or the algorithm, you can go 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 10, or sorry, 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 10 is 20, 10 times 6 is 60, and 10 times 10 is 100. 8, 9. So, oh, duh, I can see. Do you see what I did wrong? Look at that. 6 plus 3 is not 8, and I know that. It's 9. Oops. 9 centimeters cubed. Checked my work. All right, you're good to go. Day 2 down.